Soul, SimsVille, and to those tuning in around the greater SimNation, this is your host, Jeffery Crumplebottom, reporting to you from San Machino. It's a dreary day outside. The weather is finally warming up, and a light mist is turning the snow into mush. I'll be stepping out into that mess later this broadcast, but for now, I get to stay warm in my cozy little apartment with Nez, who's staring out the window up at the darkened sky as though he senses something there, right past the clouds, something that the rest of us aren't able to see. Moving quickly along, many of you sent your condolences and asked for an update, so I'd like to share with you how Cousin Sherman's funeral went. I can honestly say, for the most part, everything went smoothly. It was a fine service. The drive to Bitville was enjoyable, though how could it not? I was chauffeuring Cousin Agnes, Cousin Cornelia, and of course Mom. You know, while I spent my entire life around these amazing women, it never occurred to me just how much they have in common. A passion for cross-stitching, crocheting, playing cards, enjoying the occasional drink, and of course gossiping, which is something that we spent the entirety of the drive doing. Speaking of which, I discovered something about Mom I never knew before. Apparently back in her youth, she was quite the proficient bowler, hence I'll be taking her out to the Newbies Bowling Alley, the Gutter Club, later this evening. But I've strayed from the main topic. The funeral service took place at Sherman and Agatha's estate. Several of Sherman's robotic inventions were put on display. However, per Cousin Agatha's request, none were powered on. In fact, nothing electric was powered on, and the estate was lit by natural light during the day and by the fireplace and candlelight at night, which made it uncomfortably warm. Cousin Agatha gave a very moving eulogy, reiterating her request that people attempt to rely less on electronics and emphasize the importance of getting proper sleep. During the reception, Agatha shared that she wanted to honor Sherman's memory by promoting life and beauty, something to do with gardening perhaps. We all agreed that that would be a beautiful tribute, considering Sherman's last project, which resulted in his untimely demise, was a robot intended to make gardening easier. Upon returning to San Machino, I found myself suffering from an illness that regular medication, water, and bed rest simply wouldn't cure, and it left me sounding as though I had a toad lodged in my throat. I eventually made my way to the SimsVille General Hospital, where my general practitioner, Dr. Oglethorpe, prescribed something a bit stronger and recommended rest and hydration. He also suggested the illness was likely stress-induced, which is why I decided to take a brief sabbatical. Before we take a brief commercial break, Landgrab Industries would like to remind our listeners of the importance of good mental and physical health. Stay tuned. When we return, we've got a fantastic show in store for you.
Hey you! Yes, you! Is winter piling up outside your door? Are snowdrifts stealing your sidewalks and slowing your stride? Well, don't you worry, because help has arrived. Introducing Snow Plows and Snow Shovels by Shiny Things Inc., a trusted subsidiary of Landgrab Industries. From sturdy, easy-grab snow shovels designed for comfort and control to power snow plows built to push through even the toughest winter weather, Shiny Things Inc. has exactly what you need to keep your home safe, tidy, and neighbor-approved. Available now at your local hardware stores, or for a truly first-class shopping experience, come on down to the Landgrab Mall in SimsVille. You can trust Shiny Things Inc. for your snow removal solutions. When winter strikes, you're ready.
Welcome back, dear listeners. I begin this segment of news, announcements, listener letters, and voicemails with some truly somber news. The Landgrab Apartments have lost one of their longtime residents, renowned jazz musician W.C. Friendly, who passed away peacefully over the weekend, surrounded by his beloved jazz instruments. Many of you may have known Mr. Friendly for his smooth, late-night saxophone performances at Travelin Joe's Espresso bar, his music drifting through the streets of SimsVille long after closing time, the kind of quiet, reflective melodies that make you wonder whether you're hearing music or just remembering it. His final resting place will be the Gothic Quarter Cemetery in downtown SimsVille, which also serves as the city's outdoor theater. And on that note, this weekend marks the 41st anniversary of the horror comedy Sims of the Dead, and in celebration of this historic event, since we completely missed the 40th anniversary, there will be a marathon at the Gothic Quarter Cemetery Theater this upcoming weekend. Residents are encouraged to bring blankets, folding chairs, and a respectful awareness of any ghosts who may wish to enjoy the film as well. And before we continue to the next segment, I would like to return once more to the music of W.C. Friendly. This final recording, performed with a small ensemble of fellow musicians, captures the quiet spirit he brought to Travelin Joe's Espresso bar so many evenings. Welcome back, dear listeners. I'm really excited to jump into this next segment where we discuss one of my favorite topics, everyone's favorite life simulators, The Sims. In this episode, I decided to do something a little different and devote this segment to highlighting fellow content creator S.I.M.G.M Productions, a production company that makes parodies of popular movies and television shows using The Sims 2. These parodies typically insert real-life celebrities you wouldn't expect to appear, including, but not limited to, the Kardashians, Britney Spears, Nicki Minaj, and Cher, all voiced by a cast of talented impersonators. Some of my favorite episodes are parodies of horror flicks starring the Kardashians as they fumble their way through the storyline. For example, their parody of Friday the 13th has Khloe Kardashian dreaming about the sisters and some of their celebrity friends as camp counselors targeted by Jason Voorhees. To summarize the humor, imagine Logo TV producing its own version of Robot Chicken with writing on par with comedy legends like Kathy Griffin. I highly recommend checking it out. As of this recording, they have quite the back catalog going at least 13 years strong. That's S.I.M.G.M Productions.
Winter in SimsVille can be brutal. Icy sidewalks, frozen driveways, and the constant fear of a public, deeply embarrassing fall. But this year, Land Grab Industries is proud to present a breakthrough in winter safety. Land Grab Ice Melt, formulated in a historic collaboration between Shiny Things Labs, leaders in cutting-edge consumer innovation, and Safety Flush Solutions, SimNation's most trusted name in advanced material neutralization. Safety Flush Solutions has spent decades responsibly transforming problematic substances into harmless, everyday products. If they can make deodorant out of mistakes, they can certainly make ice disappear. Land Grab Ice Melt works fast, really fast. So fast, in fact, scientists recommend not staring directly into the pavement while it works. But rest assured, what goes on behind lab doors stays behind the lab doors. Perfect for sidewalks, steps, driveways, and public plazas where liability is, a concern. Land Grab Ice Melt doesn't just melt ice, it neutralizes the problem at its source. This winter, choose the Ice Melt backed by science, innovation, and a long, heavily redacted safety record. Available now at your local hardware stores, or make a day of it at the Land Grab Mall in SimsVille.
Welcome back, dear listeners. I'm coming to you live from the Gutter Club bowling alley. Before arriving, Mom and I made a quick stop at Travelin Joe's Espresso bar for a much-needed pick-me-up. We were even served by Travelin Joe himself. Not many of you know this, but I happen to be something of a coffee enthusiast. While Mom selects her bowling ball and begins warming up, I'm joined by Betty Newbie, co-owner of the Gutter Club. It's wonderful to see you this evening, Betty. Now, Betty, I couldn't help but notice that when we walked in, you weren't at your usual place behind the counter. Instead, we were greeted by Flo Broke, wife of Flat Broke, who many of you may remember from a previous episode. Would it be safe to assume you're taking on a slightly less hands-on role these days? Ah, I see. So what you're saying is that you helped run things until the bowling alley found its footing. And now that Bob was able to hire some help, you're turning your attention back to your writing career. Well, that's wonderful news. Not only are you pursuing your dream of becoming a writer, but you're also helping the local economy by creating jobs here in Simsville. If you don't mind my asking, what are you currently working on? A self-help book. Well, Betty, if you're ever in need of inspiration, I imagine running a bowling alley provides no shortage of colorful characters. Oh, interesting. A few unusual phone calls lately, you say? Well, I'm sure it's nothing. At any rate, I look forward to reporting on your new book right here on the podcast, and of course in the Simsville Sentinel once it's complete. Well, dear listeners, it appears Mom just bowled a strike. Perhaps tonight is a sign that luck is on everyone's side. Until next time, this is Jeffery Crumplebottom reporting from Simsville. And remember, if something strange happens in town, just blame the plumbob and keep walking. Until next time, dag dag. You've been listening to another chapter of Simsville, an unofficial fan-made audio drama inspired by The Sims. We are not affiliated with, endorsed by, or sponsored by Electronic Arts or Maxis. This episode may include short audio segments from the games used strictly for artistic and transformative purposes under fair use. All names, voices, and audio assets remain the property of their respective copyright holders. Featuring the talents of Jeffrey Woods as Jeffery Crumplebottom, Raymond Leslie as the voice of Landgrab Industries, who totally assured us that this message is not an ad. Be sure to check out Raymond Leslie at Ray the Unusual on most social media platforms. If you enjoyed your stay in SimsVille, please rate, review, follow, and share the show. Your support keeps the town running and keeps Jeffrey's needs bars from dipping dangerously into the red.
I don't know about that.